Hey everyone, happy weekend to all of you. Welcome back to Proof to Others YouTube channel. I am your guy Miles, and I'm very excited for this video that I'm going to bring to all of you because it's one topic. It's one of my favorite things I love talking about, and it's dating and relationships. Um, I've got, I didn't really prep up for this video just because I know what I want to talk about. I got like a story here and there if I can get a chance to it. We got a Q&A. Now on my own personal Instagram account, I uh, I asked what anyone would like to know about autism and dating. Didn't really get much response. However, like there was one legit good question and the others were just kind of like a bit goofy. But I'm still going to answer those anyway because we're all here to, I'm here to, you know, in a way help and educate others about uh, autistics going out on dates and relationships, but also to like, to also have a good time too. Nobody gets left out. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so if you have been following the channel and you've seen my most recent video, I talk about communication. Communication is obviously very important when it comes to a relationship. Um, but another thing too that I have noticed with myself, and I can guess with most people on the spectrum, have a hard time to tell when it comes to the dating scene is body language, like just figuring out body language, showing affection and showing emotion. Whether you're like the person is high functioning, middle functioning, or low functioning, they're not sure how to really show all those things, especially when they're trying to communicate to someone either they want to be friends with or just kind of see what goes down the road and maybe want to get into a relationship. So when I was in high school and I started to be more interested in wanting to go on a date, there wasn't a whole lot of resources for people on the spectrum to kind of learn, how do you like approach someone who you kind of get into like a conversation and want to go on like dates and all that. Even though I graduated 11 years ago this June, there's now many resource. Well, going, let's fast forward to today to 2022. There's so many resources, including provincial unions that have these courses for people on the spectrum to kind of learn different type of ways of like how you should go on a date, be in a relationship. Because even me back then, just starting out, it was just basically getting onto the worldly pipe, like the computer. Trailer Park Boys reference, if you're a Trailer Park Boys fan. Um, but yeah, no, in Canada we have different provincial unions for autism, and they do like different courses. My provincial union is Nova Scotia, and I've talked to a couple people who have partaken in their dating relationship course. I'm not sure what's really called, and they said they've learned quite a bit of it as opposed to you going online and you kind of going by like some different stories, and you go off by like what the other side is try to teach you. So in a way, I'm actually might be interested in seeing how they do it. Even though I've got many experiences and many dates that I've been on from the past 11 years since I graduated from high school. But I like to see how they do it, and maybe I can learn that and see what I could take in and just put it into practice. Hold on a second. Before we continue on with this video, because I got a story and I got like a Q&A to go do. If you hear that like scratching and that knocking, that's my cat. He's just very hungry, but he's on a schedule right now, so I can't feed him at this point. Like right now it's 4:20 and on a Saturday, and we're supposed to have him eat at 5 o'clock. Would you stop scratching? You'll be fed soon. Like when I'm done this video here, you're gonna be eating. So just relax, cat, relax. Ain't owning cats fun? Now where was I? Oh yeah, now I remember. So of course I mentioned about provincial unions here in Canada. They do their own programs and all that. But I mean, I just guess it's not just Canada that does it. It's also other places, like I'm hoping the US. I'm pretty sure, actually no, Australia, I think they do some. And for example, if you have Netflix, and if you do, there's a show called Love on the Spectrum. And that show is about people on the autism spectrum. You know, they're trying to find love, they're going on dates and all that. And I've watched the first season, and I've watched the first 2 episodes of season 2 right now. It's really, I think that's probably the best way for neurotypical people who aren't sure who I'd say not sure what people on the spectrum are like when they're on dates. Check that series out. It's definitely my favorite out of the whole like streaming service. There's just so many things that go on that show. They actually do have a kind of like not like a therapist, but kind of like a speech doctor or like a relationship advisor that only works with people on the spectrum, and she does like a few of the people, and it's really cool how she does it. It's really educating how she helps these people on the spectrum, you know, what they have to do when they meet someone's, like, you know, the whole, hey, I'm Miles, or what's your name, you know, Janet, whatever. But no, it's like, but I would totally recommend watching it. I will admit there were some dates that I just couldn't bring myself to watch because I was kind of like looking down. I'm like, oh, to me, some moments do feel a little cringeworthy, but at the end of it, it's very, it's very, you know, like everyone's likable. Everyone, like, you will enjoy everyone who goes on these dates. I got to get back watching more on season 2. But yeah, no, it's I totally, like, it's such a fun show, and it's not just take it as a fun show, but definitely take it as a you know, as an to me, as an educational purpose. Just like you would learn a lot from a lot of people on the spectrum, because they have different levels, they have different different interest, and how they communicate is, you know, it's awesome. I love series like that, just showcasing you know, autistic people if they were to go on the dating scene. So I am gonna just gonna put a little bit of like that good stuff, you know, talking about Love on the Spectrum and the different programs out there, and we're gonna go a little bit more bit to the, I like to call, the unfortunate part when it comes to people on the spectrum going on dates, because I've been on a lot of dates. I've experienced many things. Now, I mean, like, I've been on dates where I told whoever I was on a date with, saying to her that, you know, should let you know that I do have autism, and most of the time they're like, nice, cool. I never thought you were autistic. I just, you know, I don't really notice it in you. So, and there's some ones where, unfortunately, I got ghosted. So I'll say the story because this happened, actually like 1 year ago around this time. So, I'm not gonna be embarrassed when I say anything or any app I go on. So last year I was on Tinder, everyone's favorite dating app. And of course, I'm just kind of like checking profiles. I'm swiping left, swiping right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. And so I matched with this one individual. And so we were just talking, and it seems conversation was going great. One of the pictures that she had like a walk for autism shirt. I was like, okay, well, to me, it's like, okay, you know, she's going to be accepting. You know, she understands. So we're just talking because we were talking about tattoos. And so I showed her a picture of my tattoo. I know most of you don't know, I do have a tattoo. Got her a year ago this time. It's this Obate. It's a family in Croatian. So this is my first ever tattoo I got. Anyway, so I was gonna say to her, tell her that I plan on getting a second tattoo. And I mentioned that I want something that is autism related. And she's like, "Oh, cool! Do you know anyone who's autistic?" And I told her that I was autistic. Within 1 minute later, she unmatched me. Like, she just ghosted, just basically cut off, unmatched. As soon as I said that, it is very unfortunate that there are people like that. You know, to me, they know a little bit about autism, but they don't want to deal with someone who's autistic. But unfortunately, that's how it goes with, at least I feel with like, I just feel like with dating apps in general, like, they're not that, I feel like they're just, like, I mean, I've had many, success date stories, like, going on a dinner or doing whatever, which is great. But I find most of the time now on dating apps, it's not really worth it. Like, I fill out my profile, I put some pictures on, and if I match with someone, great. I don't come off, like, I'm generally like a nice guy. Like, for people who know me personally, like they know that I'm nice and I'm quiet and shy. So I mean, like, obviously I don't really talk a whole lot when I'm on these dating apps. I'm kind of like usually like a couple words and then maybe like a little story, I would say, or maybe another question, just to get to know the person. But even like when I try to do like Hinge, like a couple months ago, because I was just kind of seeing like how it's like now, and I couldn't get a good conversation of like anyone. I was supposed to have like a date near the end of the year, and we agreed to it, and no show. That was actually like the second no show I've had on of the whole year. I know I'm just talking about my experience just being ghost, and kind of talk about a bit about myself when it comes to dating apps. But I just want to, for those who are on the spectrum and who watches this video, just because I had some of these bad experiences, don't let that hinder you of wanting to try it out. I mean, I totally recommend it if you want to go and try to meet someone through these apps. But I just find, like, today it's like in today's society, they're not really the greatest if you're looking for something that's you want to get into a serious relationship. You want something that's long term. I mean, even if you're neurodivergent or you're neurotypical, like today, I feel that us millennials, I'm considered a millennial, 1993 boy, I feel like we're the worst when it comes to dating. You know, whether it's online, speed dating, just going to a bar, whatever. Millennials are the worst. We're the worst. And I feel like, and the reason why I say this is, one, I feel like there's really no romance in this generation. It's easy to cut someone off. It's I don't know, like it's like there's really no emotion. There's like it seems with us, we're always in front of a screen. Actually, you know what? I just thought of this right now, that kind of going back to the whole ghosting thing and the Hinge and the Tinder. Like, it just seems now it's like everything is so digital that you're trying to, like, you want to meet someone. Okay, so I will say this: if we're if I'm on any of those apps and if we really get something going, if me and the individual got really something going on, like a conversation, I want to meet that person. I want to meet that person face to face, whether for coffee or dinner, ice cream, mini putt, whatever. To me, that's at least fair, because you're at least seeing that person for the first time and you'll get more of a better idea who they are, as opposed if you're just on a dating app, just writing whatever. Could be who you are, could be you're just adding something in there. I don't know. But I feel like millennials lack on that. We like to be kept on our phones. I'm bad at it for being on my phone a lot. But I also too want human interaction, not just like whatever the person wrote on the screen and we just keep talking like that. I want to actually go on a date and meet you and see who you are, if we actually click and we're having a good time. Yeah, it's just I wish our generation had a little bit more awareness when it comes to dating. Like I said, it's not just an autism thing. It's not just a neurotypical thing or a neurodivergent thing. It's all around, and it's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. We need to start actually meeting people face to face. I know, still in the middle of pandemic, but there's just many ways that you can actually contact someone, like actually want to like see them face to face, even if it's like a virtual date, like you're just on the computer, just on a webcam, like I'm doing now, like you see me, like even that, like I find that's still fair, because you at least you're seeing them face to face. All right, so enough of my boomer complaint. So I think we're just gonna go right to the only 3 questions I was asked on my Q&A. So I'll leave the legit one, the last question, and then we'll leave like the goofy ones. So I will say this though, my videos and my Q&As, I wanted to try to be a little bit more like eye-opening and educational. I don't mind the odd goofiness here and there, but for those who want to write a question, at least try. At least try, even if you're trying to be, goofy or not. At least, like I'm all about having fun too when we do this, because there's some there's also some other autism channels, like, which some of them are good, some of them are like, it's a little bit too serious for my liking. That's why I want to try to be more, trying to have this be one of the more funner autism channels, if you know what I mean. Um, all right then. So we got the first question here. When you gonna ask me out? We'll go for a coffee sometime. I know, like, I'm trying to reconnect with uh, some old friends, but we'll definitely go out for a coffee here and there. So the second question is, are you single? Yes, I am. Um, Single, not looking right now. I have some goals and aspirations I want to complete. I never really took the time last year to do that because I was just busy with many other things. But I'm not looking for any relationships. I'm solely focusing on myself and my goals. So I'm going to be like this for a long time. Okay, and now the last and most legit question of this whole Q&A thing is, what is your level of anxiety before, during, and after a date? Which stage is the toughest? Good question. For me, I would have to say anxiety. Now, before the date, I usually am a little bit anxious, but it's not like I'm completely like having a panic attack. I'm like, okay, person is on their way. I'm usually the first one at my dates. Like, I'm usually waiting for a bit. I'm always like the first one at the restaurant or wherever we decide to go. I find the before the date part, it's not too anxious, but anxious enough where it's like, okay, I'm nervous, but I know, but I'm still, my mind is still in there. It's like, okay, I know exactly who this person, what personality this person's going to be and all that. So the before stage is kind of where most of the anxiousness come from. I think during, depends on who I'm on the date with. There's like barely any anxious level, barely any of that at all. And then after the date, I'd say probably like before, after the date, if you know what I mean. Like that moment where like, okay, maybe it's time to maybe pack it in for the night. I've always felt very, what is it? Not anxious, but you know, unsure how to end that evening, because I'd be like, oh, it's getting late, we'll just call it evening, and my date will say sure, and then we go out, and and kind of going back to the whole affectionate part at the beginning of this video, I used to do the whole like shake your hand thing, but I don't do that anymore. If the person wants a hug, then I would give them a hug. I find hugging is probably like the best best way to be like, even if you're not interested in them or not, hugging them, because at least at least care about if they want to date you again or not. But yeah, I think it's just more so before and just shortly after, after the date, if you know what I mean, with my anxiety levels. That's going to conclude this video with dating and relationships on the autism spectrum. I know I really didn't really, at least I tried my best to explain what my what it's like for me, from my perspective, when I'm going on dates and being in a relationship. Oh, we didn't really talk about the relationship part. You know what? I will. No, I think dating thing is all good. dating thing is all good. So we'll just leave it at that. I might make another one in the near future, because I feel like I've maybe left out a couple things I should mention, but I just kind of wanted to cover like the main things in this video. So if you like this video and you want to learn more about my experiences living with autism, definitely click the like button below, click the subscribe button if it's on this side, whatever side those things are. There's going to be more content coming up soon. I'm not sure what I have planned for March yet. I know here in Nova Scotia the restrictions have eased up, so there's going to be, especially for sports. So I'm going to be pretty busy from the beginning of March to basically till like September, October, depending. So I'm going to try my best to get at least one autism video per month as I can. I think what I was thinking the other day was, oh right, yeah, because I want to do an Autism Speaks video. Yeah, because I kind of have like Autism Speaks. I want to do a movie review on music, the one from that that Sia, whatever the hell her name is. I heard it's a really, really bad movie. I want to review it. I want to see how bad this movie is. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. I know it's been a long video, and if you kept up for this long, you know, I appreciate it. I, you know, love your support, and I love you guys back. So I will see you guys probably late March for another Proof to Others video. So I hope you learned something from today, and enjoy your Valentine's Day. And even if you're single on Valentine's Day, there's many things that you can do to, you know, love yourself. Like get yourself like pizza and watch hockey or rugby or the Super Bowl this Sunday. I'm going for Bengals. Fat yourself up with chocolate for the day. Go for a nice nature walk. Many things that you can do if you're single like me. So never be ashamed if you're single on Valentine's Day, because love yourself. You gotta love yourself. Okay, enough rambling. I'm out. So I hope you all learned something from this video. Again, love you all. Have a good Valentine's Day. See you later.